marijuana users. And then he started Unican.com, the largest medical marijuana university in the world. And then he said WeedBay.com, the first marijuana delivery service that works exclusively with dispensaries. And Can-Man, his super high hero cartoon character for YouTube. And now his latest one is iGrow. And folks, this is a perfect model for franchise. You know, there are 10 states that have agreed or allowed the marijuana medicine.
California is not the only one now. There's actually many states that have embraced the idea of medicinal marijuana.
Yeah, but here in D.C., the law was passed some time ago, so now they are building up the regulations and picking up the winners and the losers for this particular market. So, folks, if any one of you is interested in this particular market, give Dharman a call at iGrow and see if you can get a franchise. I personally think it is going to be successful.
I think more states need to adopt it first. I mean, right now, I think it's still a risk for people who are prescribed marijuana, let's say for cancer treatments.
Yeah.
You know, there were several articles that have been in the news about how you might be perfectly legal to go after such remedies if you're suffering from cancer, but at the end of the day, your employer can still fire you. For partaking in that kind of non-traditional medicinal outlet. So,
oh, come on now. If I sit in my chair and drink, yeah, I will get fired. Smoking marijuana is the same thing. You're supposed to smoke marijuana at home.
Well, that's some of the criticism is that, well, you know, if it's medicine, if you think about it, if you saw me sitting at my desk and I was drinking cough syrup, yeah. Right? You wouldn't say anything to me because cough syrup at the end of the day is medicine.
Take 2 spoonfuls.
But, you know, let's say I was able to, you know, down half of my Robitussin bottle, I would be drunk because it's mostly alcohol. So, I mean, where do you draw that line? I think businesses will struggle with setting policies and procedures for this, you know, as it gets more mainstream. But you also have to be a smart consumer and look out for yourself to make sure that what you think is legal and allowed in one respect doesn't get you in trouble somewhere else.
And by the way, folks, he has also added yoga as one of the fixtures. You know, you take a warehouse, take 2,000 or 3,000 square feet. He will show you how to grow it. You know, I mean, you spend about $100 in growing that, and you can sell it for $12,000. It is an amazing, profitable business.
He's either incredibly brilliant or incredibly...
By the way, he also recommends that you got to have a lawyer on your side.
Of course, because you will.
You got to have council members on your side. You got to have police station on your side. So this is a business where you have to work with the entire village.
He is, you know, he must have quite the tolerance for risk because, you know, I just think it's early in that space, and so anybody who's out there will have to forge those lines and fight those battles, you know, at the border fronts. Well, you've heard of iGrow. Have you heard of iYogi? You know, keeping with the I theme and everything. The iYogi is a new service that's being offered by Walmart, Amazon, and other places for basically giving you aftermarket PC support. I mean, how often is it that you buy a PC, it's under warranty for a year, it works great, and then year 2, something goes wrong, or you loaded some software on it and it doesn't work right. If you go to the manufacturer, they'll say, not my problem. Yeah. And you can't go back to the store either. Well, now you can buy this service where basically your PC is completely supported, but it's supported overseas by places like India, where, for example, iYogi.net was formed. It's based out of Gurgaon, India, and it provides support to Walmart PC buyers, and it sells its services through Walmart.com and Amazon.com. But if you do sign up for one of these services, you know, be prepared for a couple of things. One, these people will access your computer remotely, so you have to have a level of trust with them to come into your computer and change things around. Number 2, India, trying to find its own value add in this new market, is trying to sell people on extending their coverage, right? So you buy it for a year. As soon as you get online with these guys, they're going to try to sell you for 2 years, 5 years, as much as they can to make their profit back. But, you know, minus the hard sell, I think the concept is pretty smart. It's right on.
Brilliant concept. You know, I mean, remote access.
24
I have a
hours a
problem.
day.
I have a problem. The guy's in Pennsylvania, and he remotely accesses it and corrects any problem I have. So I can see that happening in India. Yeah.
Yeah, what difference does it make, whether it's Pennsylvania or Gurgaon, India?
Precisely. You know, Best Buy has Geek Squad, and they come to your house and they set up your television set and PCs. I don't think they do a remote repair.
Depends on what you're comfortable with.
In a business setting, yes, you got to have someone remotely fix it for you. That's a quicker service than wait for someone to come in and repair it. So.
I think, at the end of the day, all these guys will partner up with each other because they're all serving a specific need right now, and it's just, I think, natural evolution that they'll provide.
$139 is extremely cheap. I mean, you hire these yogis in Pennsylvania and the others, it's like $150 an hour, So